Ethereum price surges 3.66% amid an ancient wallet activation. The Bitcoin halving is completed. What shall happen now? Bitcoin Rainbow Chart will jump in and take a look at that. The markets are looking bullish this week. What can we expect? We'll also dive into the Bitcoin chart and we'll react to a video by Ripple CEO. That and a little bit more today. Welcome once again, my free thinking rebels. This is your host, Stefan Subero, the Holistic Growth Mentor. I am a certified holistic financial planning coach, and I am here to help individuals, families, and business owners safely enter into the crypto space, diversify, and create passive income, generational wealth for yourself, your family, and your community. Listen, my free thinkers, let's jump straight into this first article. And I was reading this morning, and I'm like, there's so much drama in this article. It almost seems like a soap opera. So just take a listen with me. All I'm missing is the little dramatic music in the background, but let's take a listen. So Ethereum price has surged 3.66%. I'm in the ancient wallet activation. The ancient wallet activation. Let me change my voice while I read this. The cryptocurrency market has witnessed a surge in Ethereum price by 3.66% over the last 24 hours, reaching $3,175. This surge coincides with the reactivation of an ancient Ethereum wallet that had been dormant for nearly 8.7 years, according to data from the crypto tracker Whale Alert. The dormant wallet holding 197 ETH, valued at $622,000, has sparked intrigue and speculation within the crypto community. See what I mean? It's so funny. Now, the sudden awakening of the long dormant Ethereum wallet has prompted speculation according to its owner's identity and intentions. Some suggest the possibility of the owner rediscovering lost keys, while others speculate that it could be a strategic decision to hodl until now. The wallet's anonymity adds to the mystery, with no clear indication of the early Ethereum adopter's identity or the reason behind its prolonged dormancy. Hey, maybe this guy bought Ethereum when it was really low and just, long-term vision. All right. Now, finally, it goes on to say that some members of the crypto community speculate about potential market movement signaled by the activation of the dormant wallet. In contrast, others view it as a personal decision by an individual or entity. Despite these speculations, the exact reasons behind the wallet's sudden awakening remain undisclosed, leaving the mystery surrounding it largely unsolved for now. We shall have to wait and see what happens. Look, I don't think this really caused anything. There's a lot of other factors showing why the markets are up. In general, driven by Bitcoin. And again, we'll jump into that in a little bit. So the halving is complete, my friends, and we are still here. What shall happen now? Are we going up? Are we going down? Let's wait and let's see. Now, if you take a look at the Bitcoin Rainbow chart, look. Again, not much has changed. We're kind of actually back into the still cheap zone. We actually have come back down to the middle of the still cheap zone. So this means, what does this mean to you? You have time still. You have some time. We could potentially come back down and retest the bottom of this and then have a move up. So there is potential for continued downside, and I'll talk to you why I think that is still a big potential right now. Now, if we look at the crypto bubbles, we can see that the market has had a relief. Bonk up 26%, Core up 41%, CA up 21%. Okay, starting to recover from those 50-60% drops. Now, this, in my opinion, is still a big driver for Bitcoin and the crypto market at this early stage, right? When we really start to see that retail investor jump back in, maybe we can start to see some more liquidity flood the market. But at this stage, there's not that much. And with the Bitcoin ETF inflow and outflow kind of neutral, right? A little bit more outflow on some days, but I would say overall last week was neutral. The week before, more outflows. So at this stage, we can kind of I think it's a bit of a waiting game. Yes, overall, extremely bullish. If we really look at what's been going on, jump straight into the Bitcoin chart, we can see we were supported by this uptrending support line. We came down a little bit, just wicked below, but we got that nice support. So this potentially could turn into a V recovery, right? And that is still on the table. Now, for this to continue, right, we still have a lot of upside resistance. We have the $70,000 resistance, plus we have this resistance now up here. There's a lot of resistance above us, and we do not have that much volume that, in my opinion, could support a massive break. This could change this week, so we just got to observe and see. The areas that I'm looking out for to the upside is going to be the 68,000 right now, and then that $70,000 mark. Again, breaking above this will signify some more bullish momentum, but there is the potential we can continue ranging. We could get rejected somewhere around here, come back down, retest. That is also a possibility. We'll just have to observe and wait. Now, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance, like I predicted last week, we have come back down and got supported by the golden ratio, which is good. Very healthy. We're being supported by the golden ratio. Hopefully we maintain this dominance. This has allowed the altcoin markets to kind of get a bit of breathing time to surge and move a little bit more to the upside. Okay. Now let's jump into one Twitter X article from Whale FUD. Really interesting. Really like this out view. So look, the prediction for this Bitcoin top. Number one, it will run to 100,000. People will sell thinking it's over. 2, institutions will continue the pump. Traditional investors will FOMO into ETFs. 4, 100K sellers and your neighborhood will buy back in. Blow off top similar to 2017 to 200 to 250,000K. Now, this is a scenario that is possible. Again, we have so many different factors during this bull market. My initial prediction for Bitcoin was between 150 and 180,000. That's kind of my area that I'm looking at potentially exiting most of my traded Bitcoin. But this 200 to 250K, it's definitely on the tables with the ETFs. Again, remember, it's not only the US ETFs. We also have China. We have the UK. There's a lot of institutional money that will start to flood into this market. So definitely, look, this is not this is not a fairy tale. This could definitely happen during this next cycle. Look, before we jump into the reaction video, really interesting, let's just drop in this message from our sponsor. As the world sinks deeper into debt, your hard-earned money loses value daily. The solution: safeguard your wealth with smart, diversified, and decentralized income strategies. Breakout Solutions is on a mission to take back personal freedom, individual rights, and financial sovereignty. As the era of CBDC's digital IDs and social credit system approaches, it's crucial to act now to safeguard your financial future. Introducing the Future of Money, your guide to what's happening and what is coming. Join our 90-minute session to equip yourself, your loved ones, and your business against a system bent on control. Your time is precious. Don't waste it anymore. Use the link below, join our next virtual event, and access my exclusive bonuses. My free thinkers, let's jump straight into this reaction video. Again, Ripple CEO, that's on Fox News. Let's see what he has to say.
Joining right now exclusively is the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. Brad, it's great to see you.
Great to see you again.
Thank you so much for being here. First, assess where we are in this market, because crypto's up huge in just the last couple of weeks, right?
Well, it's been up. It came down a little bit this past weekend. But I think if you step back here over the last 6 months, Bitcoin's up about 250%. I think you're going to continue to see tailwinds, partly because of the ETFs that have been approved, which you and I spoke about in Davos, but also the upcoming halving, which is imminent.
Yeah, it's a great point. The ETF introduction really broadened out the market in terms of potential users, I think, and people wanted to get in on it, so they bought an ETF to do so. But you recently predicted that the crypto market will double in size to $5 trillion by the end of 2024. That is a big prediction just by the end of this year.
That's actually a pretty easy prediction, right? 5 trillion. We're currently sitting at almost 2 trillion. I see no problem getting to that 5 trillion by the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it's that big a prediction when you step back. And, you know, like any market, this is driven by supply and demand. You have decreasing supply for a whole bunch of reasons, the halving of Bitcoin being an important one. You have an increasing demand, the ETF being a key part of that. And I think it's also people realizing that crypto plays a role as an asset. You know, it's a $2.5 trillion market. Maybe it's a little less than that now. But so it's basically just predicting it's going to double by the end of the year. And if anything, I think I probably under-predicted that.
I feel like Washington is still trying to understand this market, and the people writing the legislation or potential legislation here to put barriers and around this market. I don't know that they really understand the strength and the growth story here. But you think putting regulation around this, putting barriers in place is going to be a positive for this market? There
is no question. I mean, one of the headwinds that has held back the market, the largest economy in the world, the United States, has been one of the most problematic for the crypto market. Innovation, entrepreneurs, and capital have flown into markets that have actually constructively engaged this market. So Dubai, Singapore, even the UK, the EU has passed legislative progress here. The U.S. has really been behind the 8 ball. This administration, I think, has taken a pretty anti-crypto stance, led by the SEC. Gary Gensler, as the chair, has really taken...
Because he doesn't understand it.
I think there's
well, maybe he does, and the people working for him don't.
It's not clear to me. I mean,
Gary understands it. He completely understands it. He just, I don't know what it is.
Clearly, I think you have politicians, and I would frankly call out Elizabeth Warren goes out and says the only people using crypto are, you know, bad actors. It's just not true. And the U.S. should have a pro-innovation, pro-compliance policy. This is good for, you know, in terms of growing jobs, high-paying jobs, growing the economy. And I think you're seeing, you know, people go out and just, you know, talking points around anti-crypto that it doesn't even make sense. This shouldn't even be a partisan issue. This is about growing our economy. Yeah. This is about leading the next wave of innovation. I was around Silicon Valley when the internet was booming, massive amount of value creation, massive amount of job creation. The blockchain and crypto space is here to stay, and I think that's become clearer and clearer. But the U.S. government needs to embrace that and put those clear rules around it so that all participants can play and grow. Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned all of those countries, because that's also an opportunity for you, obviously, at Ripple. I want to get your take on that, because you recently announced Ripple is launching a U.S. dollar-backed stablecoin later this year. You say this bridges the gap between traditional finance and cryptocurrency. Tell us how that will play out, why it's valuable, and give us the growth story for Ripple. Where does growth come from at your company in the coming 3 years? So to start on that last piece, Ripple, about over 95% of our customers are non-US financial institutions. We sell payment solutions, we sell custody solutions around blockchain and crypto. We're going to keep expanding, even though the US market, as we were talking about earlier, partly from a regulatory point of view, has been slow to adopt. The non-US market has been really, really strong for us. And you're going to be the infrastructure around all of that. That is our goal. And we think that opportunity is huge. We think that's going to be great for Ripple. We think it's going to be great for XRP, which is a digital asset we use. So I'm very, very optimistic about that. I just think that the US needs to figure it out. And the stablecoin? Oh, the stablecoin. So like Ripple has always been about how do we bridge this new world with a traditional kind of, people call it TradFi, traditional finance. And Ripple has always been that bridge. We started around payments and we sell into banks. A stablecoin, the demand for stablecoins has exceeded, I think, what people thought. It's a $150 billion asset class right now. Some forecast it to be over 2-3 trillion in a few years. The players in that space, particularly one called Tether, is a non-US based entity. And the US, frankly, is kind of going after that because they want this to be regulated. Just yesterday, there's a new bill introduced in the Senate to create some stablecoin legislation, which I think is a positive step of like, hey, finally, we might get some forward momentum there. But I think that market's going to grow a lot. I think a US-based player who is compliance first has a great role to play. It's a great story to tell. Brad, thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you. Great to see you, Brad Garlinghouse.
All right, my friends, there you have it, Brad Garlingham. Very, very interesting points of view. And again, look, legislation, there's so much bureaucracy behind everything happening in crypto, especially in the United States, right? We've seen that over and over again with the SEC. So look, positivity overall, 100%. Hey, XRP and their backed stablecoin, potentially good for them. Overall, I don't know how much that would affect the markets in general, but look, that's all I have for you today, my free thinkers. If you like this video, please drop me a comment down below. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. That's all I got for you today. Stefan out.